Getting ready for the show. It must go on. There we go. InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. I am Tonya D, holistic Sha'medium and subtle energetic surgeon, merging the indigenous technologies or the cosmology, the elemental realm with the energetic field centers and a few pathways in there. But welcome to the daily snippet. It is Wisdom of Wednesday. It's December 15th, 2021. What does that mean? It means we're about to be coming clear about something, having some clarity, divine clarity, when our mind and our thoughts merge with our beliefs, or actually when our feelings and our beliefs kind of contain, coagulate, I guess, collide, and the outcome becomes clearer. So you might even find yourself exploring at some otherworldly dreams. Maybe you were up all night dreaming in and out of a lucid dream. But when we believe to be true instead of seeing it to believe it, that's when our narrative shifts. So I would say believe it to be true, authenticate it by listening and actually taking notes and just being really excited and super juicy about how you have the ability to open up to a new and otherworldly way of actually expressing yourself, a new and otherworldly way of belonging. Like, where do you belong? So the goal today is actually the energy of love, the galactic outer world, the inner world, all kind of these ingredients that create our cosmic soup. And just allow for being in a state of neutrality in the zone, non-judgment zone, literally being neutral. So our beacon, the heart, knows where that love space belongs. So energetically today, there we go. We have an elemental Yin Fire Day. So this is like the warming of a candle, possibly with the rooster on the branch. I would probably utilize a white candle or silver or even gold. So it's a very yin day with all the elementals. We only have one yang energy, the metal on the branch. It's a ding yu day. So we have so much metal, the fire isn't about to refine it, even though it is refined itself. So we have no fire in the branches to root the spirit, and we have no nature or wood to bring the fire to a toasty degree to kind of start our transformation, actually, and the shift and the change. And the energy of a fire rooster would be a red rooster, fire, a chicken, or even a hen. So the energy of the rooster is one that, it's got to crow, it's got to do the thing. And it's the tone, it's the cry, it's the thing sometimes that we shrink from, that yin energy. And there are singers, that like to belt out the song. And there are actors who like to be in front of the crowd. And there's also the ones that are recluses that really kind of sometimes even like the quiet side of life. So just being hyper vigilant. Some roosters can be actually politicians, also whistleblowers, bringing injustices to our attention. So stuff like that actually might come out today with the rooster being there. Some of them are sex symbols. I'm thinking of Marilyn Monroe, while others have sexual issues. They're raised possibly in an atmosphere of peace, hopefully, and you ignore the hubbub that's going on around you. You're staying centered. So you might be secure in your sexuality and hold it as a positive experience. You're fertile, you experience the joy of procreation, and you're heard by others, and you're open to hear those opinions as well that other people might have. You might wake up each morning full of energy and call to others to kind of follow your lead, that magnetism. But on the negative side, you might be motivated by fear, being called a chicken. That's not so much out of context here. Even, being hyper vigilant where you read the newspaper and you watch the news and you're up to date on the latest news. So if there's something going on in your area, you kind of get out of town. They tell you California is going to fall into the sea and you believe it and you really make plans to just move to another state. Somebody wants to motivate you. Fear would be the most potent weapon for you. And it takes the realization of this and the desire to really move into a place of peace and well-being to really rise above that constant fear, the propaganda that's been spoon-fed to us every day, whether it's on the TV or social media, YouTube, wherever, right? So fear is always in the background somewhere. It's got this beacon, like just beaconing in. And being that the energy here is associated actually with the kidney, that also means that a person of the rooster clan needs to eat more nutritiously and keep their energy and their life force like elevated. So they tend to be tired and procrastinate. And you fear literally confrontation, and you're going to try to appease people, those who are living like other people's lives, you know. They tend towards kind of chronic fatigue or even Epstein-Barr, those kinds of issues, because it's just too much effort to fight. So they give in. And it's easier to sleep than to think about getting out of the situation. So it really takes a lot of action to stand up for oneself and also to do something. So sex is also an issue, curiously enough, because you could be sexually insecure and not want to be the one who asserts yourselves in a relationship. So you might even tend to be more passive and let people come to you. And then kind of you feel like you're backed into a wall, and you can be forced to deal with your own sexuality. Even Beethoven actually had sexual problems in his life, and he also had kidney stones as well. And he was also deaf. Those are all kidney issues. So his music is either going to be a balm or an irritant to somebody who's has this imbalance, this rooster energy. And we all have this energy somewhere energetically. So, I would literally examine what makes you feel fearful and ascertain how much validity there is to the fear. I always say there's magic on the other side of fear, and really just discard the rest, and confront your own worst case scenarios and take charge. Take the charge out of it, the energy out of it, out of the cosmic soup, and bring yourself into a state of peace, one of my virtues, where you can really just take the action to really affect positive change in your life, in your day-to-day life, and even the outer world. And just be aware that you're being motivated by fear all the time. Fear by the media, by insurance companies, by the government. You're probably being bombarded with fear, and that's generating this propaganda all of the time. And you're taking on more than anybody else, actually, energetically. So moving into a state of peace is going to allow you to really draw in your life only those people or situations or places who's also going to support this inner peace. And maybe you'll just turn the TV and the news and all the media off. I know I have. It's just much more peaceful, right? So when the two merge, when our feelings and our beliefs, then we have this knowing. It's an inner knowing. So it's like what's on the agenda today is really seeking that knowing, that mountaintop view of a bigger otherworldly picture of what the future really can be. Even kind of setting out a frequency, a broad band of the belief out into the galactic corridor, the universe, is going to set precedents over for how the other beliefs you have about the future kind of interpreted. So it's like having our own declaration of independence for ourselves, for the world, for the stage. So in the grand scheme of the stage, it's what our mind comes to authentically understand and feel and believe to be true. So that's the scope of the stage in our next elevated perspective that life is going to be taking and moving us forward into. So this is a galactic force field that really carries the energy forward, the energy, the frequency, the vibration until the next season of Sagittarius in 2022. So I would do kind of a proposal to yourself, I thee wed, I commit, that proposal. Whatever stage you set today is going to remain on that stage in that frequency into not just next year, but the following 9 years. So really make it juicy, sit with it, rewrite it if you have to. However, don't panic either, because this stage isn't in action until the juice of the full moon that's on the horizon. It's on the horizon right now. So be sure to check out or check your inbox for my Musing Moon meditation. I actually put in an offering, a ritual to bring it to light as well. So like I said, this is just the proposal, like proposing to yourself. You could write it down and utilize your feelings to really validate what your soul authentically believes, with your mind, the analyzer, working on a galactic otherworldly vision. So it needs to be in alignment. Actually, it must be in alignment with fairness, be neutral, be balanced, and also something that your heart truly believes in. You know, maybe you are even visioning what those goals are. Maybe you have some emotional security, a higher value, a society that is for humanity as a globe, otherworldly even. So this knowing, this knowingness, and just knowing that it feels right, it's going to come from those feelings. And how it feels is truly the solution. So I would say, be in your observation station, coming from a place of neutrality, being in your the zone of neutrality, and just opening up to a galactic belief out into those future thread lines that's actually analyzed by what you feel and what you believe to be true. So if your heart believes it and you feel it, that kind of sinks it in. It sinks, it recalibrates, and it resonates. So it's important, honestly, to believe in ourselves authentically, be our own narrator of our script, writing our own new chapters, and really playing on the stage of life, the galactic stage. And you're going to know if it's true because you're going to feel it down into and through your bones. So with our solar plexus online, it's that bright golden sun of fire. It's the yang energy. Yellows are great. Eat a banana, eat some squash. It's our willpower, it's our self-esteem, it's our courage, it's our mental clarity channel, meeting these meta symbols, the soul's harmonic of the universe, the galactic core. Being that it's our solar plexus, it's the ROM. All these tones are in the show notes. But you could also use the VOM, which is our sacral, the sound of the sacral, to bring in that peace. In the elemental realm, it's the sound of fire, the heat of fire, the ha, because we only have one fire. We got to bring in the spirit realm into the physical with the elementals today. And the sound of nature, the goddess herself, the shishing or the swishing. So with the moon herself, the goddess of the moon, our emotional channel, is cascading through Taurus, heading on its way into the season of Gemini. So we have the capability to manifest those emotions as well. So manifest a value that you feel you deserve, and it doesn't take money to feel valued, right? It really doesn't. That sometimes is a conditioning that's in our threads. It kind of gets in the way and perks us up and out. But the stone of the day we have, dun, 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 dun. There we go. Let me get rid of that. So the stone of the day, excuse me, the Sunstone. This is fiery and bright, and it carries the energy of the Egyptian sun god, Ra. So it's here to really assist us to bask in the warmth of deep healing, working across the sacral and the solar plexus as well. It really has this healthy, balanced energy, and it really invites positivity, but it's also acknowledging that there's space for a full spectrum of these emotions as well. It encourages that emotional intelligence, self-worth, confidence, and the clarity that we actually need to communicate our wants and our desires out into the world, out into the galactic world. Excuse me. So it really creates this iridescence when it's viewed from different angles. It refracts light. So it's often found in the warm shades of oranges, golds, reds, and browns with a translucent look. The meaning behind Sunstone is actually focused on abundance and the joy. It's the stone of good fortune. So, you know, if you feel the need to bask in the warmth and feel the light and, you know, across your skin, climbing into our skin, or even people who find themselves way more energized in the softer months than the darker winter nights that we're in, this stone is really here to ensure that we keep a piece of endless summer close by. It's a magical member of the feldspar family. It sometimes goes by other names like aventurine feldspar or goldstone, but we think it wears the name sunstone, honestly, the best. It's got this golden orange warmth, sparkling layers, iridescent style when caught in the light. So sunstone really embraces the kinship with the great ball of fire in the sky, which is the sun, echoing its life-giving properties and glorious feelings that everything is absolutely going to be okay. So it was first found in the fjords, sweeping lands of Norway. It was said that the Vikings used this shimmering bright stone as a compass to find their way across the cold cobalt blue waters and onto those greener pastures. Even beyond the ancient Nordic texts, sunstone was also said to be a beautiful healer in Native American cultures, indigenous tribes. It's said to have earned its shading from the blood of a great wounded warrior. So it's kind of crept to every corner of myth and legend, with even the ancient Greeks believing that this precious piece of warmth came from the sun god Ra himself. So along with different healing qualities, granting us joy and gifting direction to those who feel unsure of which way to turn, the sunstone is said to harness the power of the sun, and it can lend light where there is darkness and bring warmth where there is cold. Myself and my village, we just got a foot of snow delivered from God Universe, the otherworldly beings, snow, water, winter, right? So it's this gift of vitality where there is sluggish energy, and it can shake us up with joie de vivre and a heady dose of even vitamin C for our souls. It's mined across the globe, not just in Norway, but also in Greece, Russia, Canada, the USA, and also India. So, it's bright, it's bountiful, and just one glance is going to fill our hearts with positive energy, the juice, and soak us in the spirit of good luck. So this golden glowing stone is rich in vitality. It's alive with life-giving just magic. It's the juice. And it just seems to make everyone smile thanks to its moods of this balmy barefoot days and the dreams for anyone who, tends to feel kind of weighed down by the chill winds, the clouds, or early darkened nights. Then sunstone is literally your spirited pick-me-up. It's going to lift every element of our body, our mind, our soul, and also our spirit. So if you're even looking for extra cleansing of your solar plexus, you can pair this stone with yellow labradorite, fire agate, amber, yellow apatite to really turn the energy up, to 11 and beyond. So just like standing in a bright sun, it brings a sense of life, and the sunstone does that as well. It just knows how to immediately pick us up and put us on the path to strength and self-empowerment. For those who really struggle with seasonal affective disorder, sad, sunstone can be just the extra dose of mental vitamin D that we need to chase away those darker days. And even for those who suffer from problems like chronic sore throats, stomach tension, ulcers, or any issues that really connect to our digestive system and our metabolism. Even since ancient times, this bright light stone has been used to help the body heal, whether from rheumatism, joint pain, or even cramps, fevers. It's just this shimmer of light that wants us really in our tip-top vibrational frequency shape. It also helps to step us into empowerment and learn to own lashings of our own personal power as we say yes to the warming glow. As one of the best healing stones for seasonal affective disorder, the sunstone is this instant mood brightener. It's excellent. It's an excellent choice for anyone who's struggling to stick to boundaries. It shines its light and makes it easy to speak your truth, using your no when we need to, and to cut us off from codependent behavior. So it infuses us with worthiness, and it hits all the right notes for ensuring that negative energies literally melt away, and you're left with the radiance of optimism and even a positive, I can do this attitude. So it's even known for a bright sense of optimism. And that really doesn't mean that it coats everything with a rosy hue, because the stone knows that for a healthy and balanced mindset, it really is important to have a full spectrum of emotions, but it also knows that emotional intelligence really comes from feeling rooted in our self-worth and our confidence and the knowledge that no matter what happens, we're going to find a spot of light and where we can persevere. So, just like sunlight chases shadows away, it's a cleanser of the negative energy, and it's like this ever ready battery of getting to work on shifting our blocks from and through our energetic centers. It also shares the color cycles with our sacral. This is kind of where we house our unique inner life force, our chi, our prana, whatever you want to call it. And this is where our life force flows and where our sensuality and our pleasure in experiencing the world actually sits. So when our sacral is cracked open, we're literally able to communicate with ease, to move with inner grace, and to laugh with freedom. It also connects us through our heart center, the beacon inside of us. I would say that's also our golden sun, a different juice there. But within our heart center, this is a place where it teaches us how to give and receive love only, and how to form healthy relationships and bonds with those who really bring an equilibrium and the right kind of energy to our life. It teaches us how to trust. Speaking of trust, it can also help us to really clear our third eye as well, the place of our deeper wisdom, and also opening the door to our third eye, our vision center. So it's super juicy for that as well. Let's see. Oh, wrong thing there. Let's go there and there. Whoops. Gal, I'm doing great this morning. Having a little juice. Let's see. Hang on. I want that. And we're going to move into the cards of the day. There we go. I couldn't believe I pulled this card. It's from my Mystical Shaman's Oracle deck. I think that's what it's called. But it's the medicine wheel. So the medicine wheel in itself is this sacred weaving. It's the circular form, right? So with the 4 cardinal directions, but I also believe, we have the heavens and we have the earth plane, but they're all marked. So if you can see them, they're all actually truly beautiful. But it represents not just the cycle of life, but it's the cycles of nature. It's even the patterns of the galactic universe and the cosmos. So these directions, it's been used over in a lot of indigenous cultures around the world to bring us harmony and well-being into the village herself. So when there's disruption in the village, you have to go to see what the disruption's all about. So it's direct symbolization within these 4 areas. These are the paths a shaman takes to become a person of power, and also a person of what I would call authentic wisdom. So it's an invitation to really manifest clear blue skies in our life. And when doing that, it's really important that we take a look at different aspects of our beingness inside of ourselves and our day-to-day and the outer world, and just entering the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still maybe clinging to the events from the past, or as you continue, you go from the south to the west, and just notice what relationships are toxic and drain your energy, your relationship energy. And then as you step into the north, just ask yourself, do I know my passion, and also do I show it? And then as we end in the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. So it's really, it's up to us how much time that we actually spend in each of these directions, sitting, whether it's minutes, days, or months. It could actually be a direction in your home. Maybe you need to clean those cosmic cobwebs out of. But when we're done, just make sure to really step outside of the wheel and contemplate the journey, the path you're on. So I really believe that this is a magical card to go with the energy of today, because we're at a space and a stage, getting on the stage literally to write this next chapter of our Earth story. And then we have a new script that we can write. So the next card, the next juicy card, dun, 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 dun. we have the eagle. And the eagle actually comes from the east. So I thought that was poignant because that's our vision. So it's the place of the rising sun. It's our new beginnings. It's a source of being high in the sky, in the clouds, the blueness of the sky, and just seeing the smallest minute details with effervescent, pure clarity without even losing track of the galactic picture. And being the eagle, the energy of the eagle, I think of the nests. I had those falcons this summer. So these nests are very high in the mountains. I actually saw an eagle in Mongolia as well, taking off, super juicy. So for the eagle, there's zero obstacles. There's only room for opportunities, golden opportunities. So this card is really calling us to ascend, to acquire a mountaintop perspective, an otherworldly point of view, so we can literally fly kind of wing to wing, spanning our wings out with the galactic greater spirit, the great spirit, the otherworldly, the ancestors, out into the wellness, bringing that out into the field. So it's saying it's time to really look through the eyes of the eagle and allow our visions of the entire galactic view, all of the parts, all the moving parts, I would say, become like just laser like focused and just getting in alignment and setting our priorities, getting them in line, making sure they're straight. So, what did you come to do in this life? Like, what is your medicine? Did you come in to climb up the ladder of financial or social success, whatever that looks like? Did you come in to become a better person, to heal your heart, heal your ancestors, to realize your authentic, essential self, the essence that resides within you? So it's like, what is your divine mission here on earth? What is your prime directive? What is your purpose? Egos, there's no room for that. So this is a message that there's no more excuses. And of course, sometimes we feel like we don't have enough time, enough money, or enough sleep, etc. However, the time is now to fly to our chosen purpose and the urgency to answer that call. So if you postpone it, you're actually betraying yourself. And I actually just watched a video of Melodoma talking about betrayal. Watch that actually. I would Google that. So, with that, I would be looking through the eyes of the eagle and really consider every obstacle more as an opportunity. It's changing that mindset. So where we set our intention, which is also the energy of today, is actually where we're going to end up. What you be is what comes. So free yourself and love your highest destiny. Fly, be greater, dream, bring in those dreams, dream galactic big. And actually, that's kind of what the message is here from the eagle, is to dream big, fly bigger, be your medicine, climb into your skin authentically, right? So then the last card I have is the Witness, which I love this as well. I'm not sure if I've actually pulled this card before for a show, but what it's saying is, if somebody who observes without engaging in any action. So it's being a witness and really cultivating inner stillness, all this yin energy of today. And in doing that, we're actually able to assess any situation from a galactic higher perspective, looking through the eyes of the galactic universe, actually, just making elevated decisions that are in alignment with our heart. So when we can be present for somebody else's difficulties with that stillness, and we really hone in like the eagle, we're able to truly hear them and actually give them better advice authentically. That's what divination is really all about, being in a place of stillness and more, actually. Sometimes we can be so still that we become the mirror for the other, the etheric mirror. And then through our presence, our essence, they receive their own answers. So the medicine is to acknowledge our preconceptions, our ideas, and also our feelings about the situation that we're in, and also resist the urge, if you can, to change any of it by just allowing and just not falling back into those controlling patterns that you've already kind of merged through, open the door, the gateway. Instead, literally taking a few breaths, taking a pause, and connect with the joy of just not having to perform, just be in your essence and holding space for the world to kind of keep spinning on its own. That's the medicine wheel. So that truly is when we are in our medicine, we all have a purpose. And when we can just be the witness and be in the space of neutrality, right? So with all of that, those cards are so fitting for the current threads of the day. And again, be sure to catch my Musing Moon meditation in your inbox. It's ready, and you should be actually receiving that today as well. So it's a day where things become effortless, where the positive loop of our thoughts creates a higher vibe frequency in our container, and just opening our eyes to see like an eagle, a perspective that is truly otherworldly. So it's time to shed the pages of our past narrative, the story that you've already lived. You can't look in the rearview mirror. Literally jump on your towel, head out into the galaxy, and create a new chapter, a new stage in your life, a new story that comes authentically from your essence inside. Like I said, the journey is going to take us into the galactic future, into like 2030, 2031, or something close to that. So really make it a higher galactic octave. And I would affirm that I am opening the corridor or opening the door to a galactic narrative that you truly believe in. So believe it first, and you'll see it come to fruition later. That's kind of how that works. So with all of that, InShalla and Ashe, and as always, I will see you on the other side. Blessings to you.